Hey everybody, I'm back with a new process video, and this is a picture of my beautiful loves, my Aubrey and my Corinne, and I'll get to the story behind the photo in just a second. So I decided that I needed to use up the rest of my June and July Felicity Jane kits, or, was it June and July? I forget the months. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of stuff hanging around. And I have these little strips of paper, scraps of paper, and I decided I would just create a little layered band there at the top. I'm going to hold those all together with some washi tape because I have them positioned the way that I wanted. I'm going to bring my photo back. Now, I printed my photo 4x6, but I trimmed it down. And now I'm going to add some Tombow Mono behind those layers so that they'll all stay there at the top. Now, my focus for this layout is to keep it very clean and very simple. I just spent the last few weeks doing a lot of mixed media layouts for my class, A Scrapbooker's Guide to Mixed Media, and I'm kind of burnt out on doing mixed media stuff. So I thought I would spend the next few process videos just kind of focusing on more clean and simple, or maybe some layouts that don't necessarily have mixed media on them. So sometimes I kind of burn myself out on a particular technique or style. So I just need to keep this one clean. And plus the story is so precious, I wanted to make sure that the focus was on the photo and the story. Alrighty, so what am I doing now? Oh yes, popping up the photo. I mounted that on some white cardstock, and I have 3 pieces of pattern paper, or actually 2 pieces of pattern paper and 2 journaling cards that I used with that in that layered band. So now I want to take this vellum scallop, and I love it so much. It's so cute, and my goal was to do a little bit of stitching on this layout, but for some reason, the bobbin on my sewing machine is not working. I'm just so frustrated. I just need to get a new sewing machine. So I cut some pattern paper to add some strips there at the bottom, and I made one. I put fishtails on the ends of the blue pattern paper that has the white and polka dots hearts. I cannot talk today. What's going on with me? Okay, so now I wanted a tab up there, so I'm trying to figure that out. But while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put these little tissue paper circles that came with the kit. It took me forever to really get into using these, but I'm going to adhere those down. So as I mentioned, that's a picture of Aubrey and Corinne. And if you've been following me for some time, then you know that my spouse is transgender and came out in 2014. And we've been together for almost 9 years, married for 8. And when she first came out, there was a question of how our daughter would handle it. And typically what happens, particularly if children are young, if they have a parent who comes out, it's not as difficult of a transition as it is if they were older. And so I like to document their relationship because these two are as thick as thieves. And one thing that Aubrey prides herself on is being a great parent to our daughter. And she absolutely is. I couldn't ask for a better parent for our kiddo. And so they're always coming up with games and shenanigans and are always giving me a hard time, but they relate to each other on such a different level, I think. And she still calls Aubrey dad, and that's what Aubrey prefers, and that differs depending on the individual. Not all trans men and women who are parents prefer to be called mom or dad or whatnot. And so with Corinne being so young, she's only known dad is dad. And so she, our therapist had told us at one time that she will settle on what she wants to call Aubrey. But for the meanwhile, just kind of let her, lead that effort, I guess. So we're not forcing her into anything. So I wanted to document this. This was a photo that we took at lunch one time. And I looked over and they were just kind of talking about, their random little things that they talk about. And that week Aubrey had been sick and she was so concerned about dad and whatnot. And she's been just extra cuddly and all of that. And I just wanted to document how precious and special their relationship is, and that relationship doesn't change despite the fact that, daddy's outward appearance has changed. So that's the story behind that. All right, so I added a title, a little bit of stamping, as well as the journaling. And that finishes this layout. It's clean, it's simple, it's beautiful. I finally settled on a tab there at the top and stamped a hello stamp using the stamp set that came with the kit. And I just love these types of pages. It just gives the element so much room to breathe, and it really just showcases the story a lot more without a whole bunch of embellishing and clustering. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.